Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today's the day I'm finally gonna put the torque converter in the 2002 Camaro. Okay, we're gonna start by disconnecting the battery because we're gonna have to remove the starter, so you wanna disconnect the battery. Okay, so now we'll lift her up. Okay, so no one ever really tells you how much transmission fluid to put in these things, but I'm assuming you're only going to want to put enough in that it doesn't run out, because you're going to have it like this, so you don't want it to run out. So we'll see how much we need to put in. I may have already went past the limit, maybe. Well, I guess that didn't really help. I only got about a liter in it. But anyway, we'll let her set. Maybe she'll drain in. I still got to drain the transmission fluid in it. I want to take the pan off and get a good look inside, make sure the transmission's not totally screwed before I go ahead and do this. Okay, next up, you got to move the dry shaft. There's two straps holding it on. They're 11mm bolts. Okay, so once you got the straps off, you can push your dry shaft ahead. If it hasn't been off for a while, you might have to use a screwdriver or something to pry it out. This one's been off so many times, it come right off. And normally, if you get the single exhaust, you can just drop it and pull it straight out. The easiest way for me to do it is pull it up through the front. So there, that's out. Okay, so next we want to remove the starter. So there's two 13s. There's two 13mm holding this. So we'll take out the top one first. You're gonna have to hold on the starter. Okay, so there's that one. And there's two connections on it, so you got to be careful how far you drop it down. This little plastic piece is held in by a 10mm, which I already removed. I can get it out of the road. I don't know how long them wires are. Okay, so you got this one and this little one here. The little one, I think, is an 8mm. Okay, there's that. So once you get that off, the starter will come right out. When you want to put them back on the starter so you don't lose them, especially that little 8mm one. So that will allow us access to the flex plate. Okay, one tip, guys. Before you drop the transmission by removing the cross member, you're going to want to loosen this up, because the engine's going to rock back and it'll pull on this if you don't. Okay, guys. So I got the transmission dropped down, and I got all the bolts from the top taken out already, the hardest ones. Now, I didn't record that because it's just too hard to do, but I'll show you what I used to get them out. But anyway, next what we want to do is while the transmission's down, I got to disconnect everything that's connected on the transmission. So the shift linkage, you just take a screwdriver and that should pop right off. And I got a transmission cooler, or I got a transmission temperature sensor, so I gotta disconnect that. And you get I think this is your speed sensor, so we'll disconnect that. And then there's the connector for the transmission. Okay, so there's that. And now we got the transmission lines, and they're gonna be a problem. These little caps, just pull them down. And then of course we're gonna have to do something with the transmission dipstick. There's a 15 millimeter bolted on the back of the head. It's not too hard to get to, I don't think. But anyway, I'm gonna see if I can get these transmission lines disconnected first. Okay, so here's what I used to get the transmission bolts out. Wobble extensions, universal, and I have another one of these somewhere. It was quite long to get the top one. That was the hardest one. So I got the torque converter bolts out. They're all 15 millimeter. I don't know if I got it on camera or not. But anyway, you just crank the engine over and till the bolts come out, and then you take them off. They're 15 millimeter. There's 3 of them. And I've already pulled the torque converter back. And that's our spacing right there that we have. This is very important. Okay, they say the best way to measure your torque converter space is with a 1/8 inch drill bit and a 3/16. Now you don't want any more than 3/16, which this one here is just a hair less than 3/16. It's fairly tight, but it is more than the 1/8. And this is the minimum that you want. You got to have at least this much converter to flex plate spacing. I was able to pull the clip out of the top one, but I couldn't get the bottom one. So what I'm hoping, there seems to be a little bit of slack in the lines. So I'm hoping that I can pull the transmission back far enough to get it off the dowels and then just drop it down a little bit so I'd have better access to the bottom cooler line. Okay guys, just to be safe, I already removed my wideband O2 sensor, and I removed the factory O2 sensor for the passenger side. I'm going to remove the driver's side. Anyway guys, got the transmission out. I didn't film a lot of it just because doing this by yourself is pretty hard. The transmission's not super heavy, but it's heavy enough when you're doing it by yourself. Okay guys, so here's the little clips that hold in your cooler lines. All you got to do is grab them with a little pick. I don't know how well that'll come out on camera, but you get a pick down in here and you can pull them out. Now I pulled both mine out from under the car and I lost them, but I also had a bag of them, so I had lots of extras. Now to put them back in, just kind of gotta find the right spot. I don't know if I can do it with just one hand. There, I think I got it. There. I don't know if this camera will bring up what they look like inside. There's 3 tabs that grabs onto the cooler lines. Okay guys, so I'm going to put the new torque converter in. And there's 3 sets of spines you got to get on. You got to get on these ones, and plus there's these 2 here go into the pump. Yeah, too much. There. And it should spin freely. Oh, there's another one. So I got the transmission back in the car. Sorry I didn't film it, but doing it by myself, it's impossible to film it and try to wiggle the transmission up in. Okay, there's 8 bolts total holding the transmission to the engine. I put a light up there so you can see that middle one. That's the toughest one to get to. I'm going to try and get that one now. Okay, so here's the contraption I'm trying to use to get the bolt up in there. And another thing I did, I stuffed a piece of paper in the socket to help hold the bolt. Now we're going to see if we can feed that up in there. Okay, so that was the hard one. I don't know if it showed up on camera or not. You can see it there now. So I got that top one in. That's the hardest one. Now I got 3 more to go. Okay guys, so I got the cooler lines back on. Okay guys, this is probably the most important part, is you want to check your flex plate to torque converter clearance. Now the torque converter's back as far as it'll go. Okay, so this is a minimum that clearance you want, it's 1/8, and it's more than 1/8. And this here's the max, 3/16, and that's what I got, 3/16. This is basically the same as it was on the stock one. I can just barely fit that in there. So that means we're good on the torque converter clearance. If it was more than the 3/16, then you'd have to get a washer and use it as a shim. And again, the minimum is 1/8. And if you had less than 1/8, I don't think that would happen. But if you did, I think you can get shims to put between the transmission and the engine. But I don't think that would be a problem anyway. I think it's just a matter of if getting too much clearance. This one here is same as it was stock. Another thing you want to do is make sure that it turns easy. It's not fetching up on anything. When you go to put the torque converter bolts in, you don't want to start with one of them round holes. You want to start, there's one that's oval, you want to start with it. This is the one you want to start with. It's not quite round, it's a little bit oval. And that lines it up. So the other ones will go in. Okay, so I put some Loctite on it to get the converter lined up a little better. And we're going to torque it to 47 foot-pounds. If I can get the torque wrench up in here. Okay, there's 47 foot-pounds. Going to go and do that to all 3. Okay guys, I guess that's it. The video wasn't quite as detailed as I would have liked, but it's still going to be quite long, and most people don't care to watch long videos anyway. But it's pretty difficult to get under there with the camera when you're doing this by yourself. But anyway, I did the best I could. It's pretty well done. I forgot to get a new filter and gasket, so I got to get a new filter and gasket, put that in, hook the battery back up. But anyways, I can't go out and test it right now anyways. We still got snow here. In fact, we just got 2 inches of snow last night, so it'll be a while before I get to actually test it. I got some more things I got to do on the car anyways. And one thing I left out was when you get the transmission off and you get it down out of there, you want to inspect your flex plate real close. Look for cracks. Sometimes they'll get little cracks in them. This one here was still good. And another thing you can do is check your rear main seal. I bought a new rear main seal for the car, but it was clean in there, so it wasn't leaking. So whatever leak I got is coming from somewhere else. So I didn't bother changing the rear seal. And these quick jacks they really help get the car up. But one of the issues I find with them is you can't go in through the sides. You have to go through the back or through the front. So I think this job would probably be easier with the set of jack stands. Actually, I never liked using jack stands, but a lift, of course, would be the easiest way. Okay, so this job really isn't that hard as long as you get the car up off the ground good enough so you have some room there to work. My advice would be, if you got somebody to help you, it'd be good to have somebody to help you lower the transmission down out, and it'd be good to have somebody to help steady the transmission when you put it back up in. But other than that, the rest of it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, I hope this video helps somebody out, and I guess we'll catch you in the next one.